everyone. Welcome to episode 61 of the arieknits podcast. My name is Ariel, and this is a video podcast where I talk about all the things that I have been knitting and spinning on for the past week. So today it is February 10th, Saturday, February 10th, and it's just, I cannot believe that we are in the double digits of the days in February. Like, where the heck is the time going? I just feel like this year is flying by already, so I don't know. I feel rushed for some reason. There's a lot of things happening. I want to reach my goals this year for knitting. There's a lot of work things that are happening, a lot of skating things that are happening, so I just feel like things are happening very fast. But with that, let me start with the regular content for these videos. I'll start with what I am wearing. This is what I promised you all that I would wear in today's video last week. And this is the Calm Down Cardigan by Lily Kate France, or Lily Kate Makes on Instagram. And I finished it last week, but it was still drying, and so I didn't wear it in last week's video. But today I'm wearing it, and I was able to wear it for a whole week this past week, so I could give you a better review, I guess. I know 1 week isn't a lot of time, but it's better than one day of wearing something. So I have a 1 week review of this cardigan, and we'll just also talk a little bit more about it now that it's on me and that you can see what it looks like on me. So first things first, the yarn I used for this is Woolberry Fiber Co. Berry DK in the colorway Rabbit Rump, which is a white colored yarn with some gray and dark gray or black speckles there. And I knit size 1, which is the smallest size for this cardigan. I used US 4 and US 5 needles for this, which is one size down in the pattern recommended needle size. Final measurements I got for this is 38 inches in circumference, so that gives me 8 inches of positive ease, and this is with the cardigan kind of close. I'll show you what I mean. And I still consider this a finished object even though I don't have buttons on it yet, and I'm just waiting for the perfect buttons, and I'm still gonna wear it if it doesn't have buttons on it. So yeah, this won't have buttons on it yet, but there are 3 button holes, 1, 2, 3 in the front here. And the way I measured the circumference was I laid it flat, and then this front part however it laid flat, and so for me it was not an overlapped button band, but it was kind of just like right up touching each other like this, and so that's how I measured the finished circumference. Let's see what else. Oh, I do want to show you now that I talked about it in the last week's video about the shaping of this, but it was hard to see without it being on, and I guess it's hard to talk about it with no buttons. But if I did have the lowest button, it was actually here. So 1, 2, 3. This section of the button band is straight, because for the neck you can tell that it turns into a V, and so it's shaped like a V up here. But at the bottom here, I wish I need to try and stand on this chair. There is shaping right under the last buttonhole, so that there is a little V opening at the bottom here too. So I did want to show that, and maybe I'll pull it up so you can actually see that there are decreases. It's not just how I'm pulling the cardigan, but there are actual decreases to make that shaping down here. And I'll show it on the other side too, just so that you can see that, yes, there is shaping right there. So yeah, I think that is a pretty cool design touch to this cardigan. It's not something I noticed when I bought the cardigan, but it was after I was following the instructions and read that it was talking about decreases, and I was like, what the heck's going on? And then, of course, when I looked at the picture again on the pattern, I was like, yes, I see the shaping now for the bottom. But yeah, I did want to show you that. I think it's very cute. And yes, okay, fit-wise, I think that this was the right fit for me. I think it's supposed to be quite oversized. So I think, honestly, like 38 inches of circumference for me, which is about, again, 8 inches of positive ease, is not bad. Like, I think I do have sweaters that have 10 inches of positive ease, and they're okay, and they're definitely on the oversized, for, like, what I would say is oversized for me, and they fit fine. I think this honestly fits really nicely, and it's very good for a comfy, cozy type of cardigan to just throw on, and so I do like that. I will say, and the one thing that really was slightly alarming when knitting this cardigan was how big the armholes are. They're massive, and so I just want to show you. It actually doesn't look that bad on camera, which okay, my underarm is right here, and so my underarm is right here, and so all of this is like extra, like this, the armhole is just, it's very big. It's huge. But yeah, actually weirdly it doesn't look that, actually maybe this side looks big on camera, I don't know. But for me, the armholes are just on the too big side for me. I've become very aware, and like I'm starting to notice the size of armholes on my knitted garments nowadays. So that is definitely one thing I was like, whoa, armholes are huge. But I will say, wearing this just as is, and so like right now I'm wearing it over a tank top, it is actually very cozy. The big armholes do not bother me while I am wearing it, and I this whole week I have been really happy to be grabbing this cardigan to wear over what I have. I think it's just because of how easy it is to put over pretty much anything you're wearing, and I think part of that is the big armholes, because you could be wearing a sweater and you could still put this over if you're still cold, and it won't bunch up because the armholes are so big. It will accommodate for anything you are wearing under it, and there's a good amount of room in the sleeves as well. There is shaping in the sleeve cuff, and the sleeve cuffs are also quite long, but I actually really like long sleeve cuffs. I think it helps with like just feeling like they're cinched in slightly because it is ribbed. They are my test of sleeve. Like, can I roll them up like this so I can like wash the dishes in it? And I'll say kind of. They are a little loose, and so they'll sometimes slide down, but I've just been dealing with it, and it's been okay. Not that it has anything to do with the pattern or, anything like that. It's just my own preference, is I like to have sleeves that they will stay up when I roll them up like this. So that's all been actually really great. Again, this whole week I've been like, what cardigan do I want to wear? And I'm like, this one, because I know it'll feel comfortable and warm because it is DK weight yarn. So that's all been good. Oh, one more note about the massive armholes is that so it's good if if this is going to be the only thing that you're wearing over, like this is your outerwear. If you're going to wear a jacket over this, and so there's been a couple of times where I wanted to wear this cardigan, and then I was going outside. So I put on a rain jacket over it just because maybe it'll rain, I don't know. Just for a little more security, just in case it does rain. Put a rain jacket and it bunches so much. So I would say this cardigan's not great to wear under a jacket. So if you're planning on going out unless you're okay with the bunching in your outer jacket, or like in this one while you're wearing your outer jacket, some people are probably okay with it, but for me, I was like, ugh, I don't like the bunching under my arms. But this is a great cardigan to wear over and have this as your outerwear. I'm really happy with my yarn choice for this. I like the colors. I think it's good. Oddly, though, I thought that if I chose a more neutrally colored yarn that it would match with a lot of things, but it doesn't, for some reason, match a lot of things. And I don't know if it's because maybe it is still variegated, even though it is a white and a gray and a black, that it's still variegated, so it for some reason didn't match too many things. But that doesn't bother me because I'm mostly wearing it indoors anyway, and I don't really care what I look like matching wise when I'm inside, so even when I'm outside it doesn't super bother me. But I will say it does look very nice with a black shirt underneath. I think it looks really nice. So overall, I'm actually very happy with this knit. It did feel like it took a while to knit. It did take a lot of yarn because it is quite a big cardigan, but it's a great thing to wear. Like, I really like wearing it, and so I think that that's always a good thing too for knitted things. When you take a long time to knit it, it's always nice when you like to wear it in the end. But this is one of those things that I was not sure if I would like knitting, if I would like wearing it in the end, but I do. And I'm glad that it took me a week, that I didn't talk about it last week's video so that I could wear it for a week, because my opinion or review on it might have changed, because I wouldn't have had the whole week to actually be like, yeah, I actually do like wearing this. So yeah, that is the Calm Down cardigan. This was a friend knit along with my knitting group in Seattle and also with our Bay Area friends, and so yeah, we are all slowly starting to finish them, and I'm just really excited for all of us to have them, and I'm hoping we get a picture with all of us together at some point. That would be really cute. So yeah, that is the Calm Down cardigan. I feel like I talked a lot about it, so we are going to move on now. But if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. Okay, now on to my whips. When I was writing my notes for today's podcast, I didn't think I would have a lot to talk about because I didn't knit a lot this week. There were some days I didn't knit at all after work. So I was like, what am I going to talk about? But I've actually made good progress, and I don't know how. I don't know where I found the time to do this, but it's probably because I made time. I need a knit. I got a knit. So let's start off with, so yeah, I do actually have quite a few different objects to show you progress on. I have a older whip that I decided to make progress on, and I have a new cast on. Yeah, okay, let's get started. So, as always, or has been for a while now, actually I have to check, when did I cast this on? I have progress on my Mackenzie shawl by Sari Nordlund, and it is now, is it taller than me now? Wait, I haven't, it's taller than me now, okay. Actually, is that a surprise? I'm not that tall, I'm kind of short, but, okay. Mackenzie shawl, this is, let me show you my stitch mark, right here. I made more progress this week than I have in previous weeks for a while. Like, I think I've only would get maybe like 2 inches done every week, but this time I really went for it. I was like, let's get this done. So I made, I think I would call that significant progress on this. I think when I started, if it looks like it was around here, I just maybe started this diagonal garter stitch thing, And I'm now, I think it looks, yeah, over halfway across. So making progress. And oh, real quick, the yarn I'm using for this is a 2-color brioche, and so I have 2 different yarn colors. But they're both Olivia and Oliver fibers, both in classic sock, and the white speckly yarn is feather, and then the brown variegated speckly yarn is Woodland. And I will say, yeah, I do think, I've said this before, but I do really like this side of this shawl, just because I think you can see that contrast more between the brioche and the garter stitch versus this side. But both are really nice, and I just really like the yarn for this, and 2-color brioche is just quite relaxing to work on, honestly. And yeah, this is a 1-size pattern, although I think once you get the pattern down, you can adjust it for any size you want, because lengthwise you can just decide how many of the garter stitch diagonal lines you want to make. You can also make it narrower. Like, I think it's very easy to adapt, and you can also probably use different yarn weights too. And then I am using US 4 needles for this, and let me just try and show you how long this is now. I'll have to, maybe if I hold it like this, you can see how long it is. And we're so close to being done. If I show you, there's supposed to be 4 of these lines, diagonal lines, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm on the last one. I really want to get this project done. Part of the reason is, 1, I'm hoping that at some point it gets cold again here in Seattle so that I could wear this outside. I might just wear it outside anyway, even if it's not cold enough to have like a whole entire squishy big scarf on, but I would like to try and wear it. And I want to cast on so many shawls. There's so many good shawl patterns I want to cast on, but I am telling myself I need to finish some of these projects. And so that was part of my motivation for getting the amount that I got done on this, was I was like, just finish it. Just get it done. You're so close. So I'm hoping that I can carry that energy through this coming week as well. And I hope I can get this done within the next couple of weeks. That would be really nice. So yeah, that is my progress on my Mackenzie. So let me roll this back up, put it down. Okay, next up I have some progress on a sweater. This is my Eun Sweater by NovemberKnits, and let's see, here we go. I finished the front ribbing over here, so I think I only had like an inch more to go, and so I finished the front ribbing. I did what the pattern recommended, which was a tubular bind off for the 2x2 rib. I know some people don't like tubular bind off for 2x2 rib because you actually just rearrange the stitches and it's a 1x1 tubular bind off, but I actually don't mind it too much. I can see why people don't like it, because it does kind of, you can see kind of like where that stitch kind of moves every other stitch, but I don't mind it. And then I'm on my second sleeve. Wait, did I have a first sleeve last time we talked? Did I finish the ribbing the last time we talked? Wait. No. Did I finish the sleeve this past week? For some reason, I think time is going by so fast, but at the same time, I'm like, was that this week? Anyway, just in case I didn't talk about it, I finished one sleeve, the right sleeve here. I followed it to pattern, and yeah, I don't think that there's anything really crazy about it. There's only a few, maybe like 3 or 4 decreases for my size for the sleeve. So it's going to be very big, and I know that I do not like a sleeve that's big at the wrist, but I just feel like it would match design-wise, and I guess that's why the design is written the way that it is. So I didn't do like any further decreases for the cuff, the ribbed cuff. I just left it as the pattern says, and so it will be quite big, but I'm okay with it. And then I did start the second sleeve, and I'm almost done with this one as well. I just started the ribbing for this one. For this sleeve. I just started the ribbing, so hopefully we can get, it's just me. I keep saying we, and I don't know why. I'm starting to notice it now, but it is just me working on this. But I am almost done with the second sleeve, and then all I have left is the back ribbing, which is still on hold here. So because this is, I didn't even talk about the yarn. So this is Woolberry Fiber Co. Berry Natural Decay held with Berry Suri, both in the colorway Stash, which is a really pretty red-brown color. And I'm knitting size 1, and I'm using US 7 and US 8 needles for this. And it is because it's DK plus Suri, it is a pretty heavy sweater, and it's going to be a very warm sweater. I'm holding this up, and it feels very heavy, but I am just very curious to see how this looks on me once it's finished and once it's blocked. As you can tell, the ribbing, like this makes a sweater look like it's shaped weirdly because the ribbing is kind of like cinching it in, just because that's what ribbing does before you block it. And so I will be blocking it so that it's wide like this, and so I'm hoping after doing that it will look cute on me. We'll see. And we'll see what the placement is like for where it splits for the front and back, because it is quite, there's not that much underarm before it splits. This is a sweater that I will wear a top under it so that I'm not just like exposing everything like from under. I don't like having any skin really showing around my stomach area, and so I like how the design looks with the very like long split hem. But yeah, I'm going to be wearing a shirt under it. So anyway, I'm just very curious to see how this looks on me, how this design with a very high split hem, a very long split hem looks on me, because I think it looks cute on some people that I've seen this pattern on. So yeah, it's almost done. And as always, when things are almost done, it's kind of when I stop working on them. So hopefully I can keep going on this, because it is working towards one of my goals, which is to use up my yarn that I bought from the Woolberry Rewind last year. So we're still working on the first one, and we are already a good amount into February, so because the plan was about one a month. But anyway, that's my Eun sweater. Next I have my Sweet Shop blanket by Laura Penrose, and this is the plan for this, if you haven't watched my other videos, is that I want to make it using, so the main color for it will just be an undyed yarn, and then the contrast colors for each of the squares I want to use Pasley Knits 2023 seasons boxes, because I got sock sets for all of the seasons. And the goal is for each color 2 squares. And so each sock set, because the sock set has a full skein and a mini skein, 2 colors, that each sock set will have a little arrangement of 4 squares, a 2x2 square. It'll just all be squares. And so I love that I can fold this up now and show it to you in all of the different color combinations, or like sock sets. So let me hold up my progress for this week. Also, the goal has been to go through and make 4 squares each week. And so far, it's been going on track. This is week 4, and these are the 4 squares that I've made this week. This sock set was here's the full skein variegated, and the colorways are In the Meadow, which is the variegated, and Magnolia, which is the pink tonal here. I was really looking forward to this sock set because I think it might have been my favorite one for the spring box. And so now this is week 4. This is the 4th sock set, which means, and I'm also doing this in order of the seasons. And so I am now done with my spring square. And here it is. So now I have 16 squares total for my blanket. And each season will have a square like this, and I'm gonna put them all together. But yeah, I am now done with the spring season, and I'm so excited. Oh, I'm thinking that I will post a picture of each of the seasons, maybe each of the sock sets, maybe after I finish each season on my Instagram. I think that would be kind of cute. So yeah, we will see. I just love that I can now like fold this so that it can highlight each of the different sock sets. Actually, this might be one of my favorites too, just because I really like a pink and green combination. So this was the first square I started with. We have this one, and then we have this one, which is a purpley blue and a yellow, and then this past week's one. So I'm really excited about this. I think it's such a great idea. I'm really happy I'm doing it. If I stay on track, I should be finishing this, or it should take me, I guess, like 4 months to make the entire blanket. And I kind of want to make more. I think it's such a good way to use up yarn. I know that I'm not using scrap yarn to make this, but you can do so much with leftover yarn for this as well. So yeah, so far I'm like, I didn't think too hard on the color placements for these because I thought I would just never make a decision, but I think I like how it looks. I think it's cute. So yeah, that is the progress on my Sweet Shop blanket. So next week will be the start of the summer sock sets from the seasons box, and those are really bright colors, and so that will have a very different vibe than these spring ones. So that should be pretty fun to work with, and yeah, that is the Sweet Shop blanket. Oh, and a couple of you have recommended some ideas for what I could do with my about like 80 grams left of the yarn, because I pretty much use up all of the minis. There's very little amount left, but of course, because I'm only doing 2 squares with the full skein of the variegateds, I have a lot left over, and I would love to make a project with them. Like I wouldn't consider it scraps because it's a lot. But yeah, I just don't know if I want to make socks with all of them or if I want to make some kind of top. It still would be kind of cool to make one garment with like all the seasons in it, or like, a spring top with all of the 4 variegateds that I have left. So I'm still thinking on it. Thank you for your suggestions so far, and yeah, I'm gonna look into it because there's still time. So I'm gonna think on it and let whatever comes to mind when I look at all of them together, I'll just let it tell me what it wants to become. And I have so many projects, I don't need to cast on anything new anyway, so I've got time. But yeah, again, progress on my Sweet Shop blanket. Okay, next up, I have we're getting into our the territory of long ago whips or things that I have not touched in a very long time or worked on in a very long time. And I'm bringing them back. I'm trying to get them into my regular rotation of things I work on. So this is my one crochet project that I'm currently working on. This is the Midnight Jasmine Wrap by Alexi, 2 of Wands. And all of the yarn for this, I'm using 6 different colors, and they're all of the 2 of Wands Color Theory yarn from Lion Brand. And I'm going to try, you can see it's going to be, well, it's a wrap. It's a triangle shaped wrap, and I'm starting at the long end, and each row of flowers is going to get shorter. And I'll just hold it up so you can maybe see it. This is a one size pattern, and I'm using a 3.75 millimeter crochet hook for this. And I made a lot of progress last week, I think because I felt very motivated to let's work on this, let's get it done this year. And I didn't really work on it too much this week, if I'm gonna be honest, but a little progress is still progress. And so as long as I keep as long as I keep working on it, even if it's just one flower in a week, I think I would prefer that over just stopping and then doing a whole bunch and then stopping again. So last week I finished up row number 5. So my stitch marker is on the last flower I worked on last week. And so I am working on row 6 now, which is the top one here. And I've made 6 flowers this week, which I think is not bad. It takes me around 10 minutes to do each flower, and that includes weaving in the ends. And so I am weaving in the ends as I go, because if I didn't, that would be way too many number of ends to weave in. I think there's 170-ish flowers in this pattern, and I am now on 103 or something. So we are over halfway. Doesn't feel like it's excuse me. Doesn't feel like it's over halfway, but that's just because the rows right now are very long with a lot of flowers. So should start to feel like it's going by faster row-wise since they're getting smaller. That's, in theory, that's what I feel like I should start to feel like when I'm working on this. But 6 flowers, not bad for the week. Still, I think the main thing is I want to be able to work on this enough so that I don't have to look back at the pattern and reread how I knit the flower, how many stitches I need to crochet, and how to attach all the flowers, because you, again, attach as you go. So I want to keep it going so that I don't have to look back at the pattern, because it is kind of annoying to scroll and read the instructions. So far we've been good. I've been able to memorize what the pattern is. All I have to do is there is a color, not color chart, but I guess a color flower placement drawing that says, if you use 6 colors, here's where you can place them all. And I think it's strategically placed the colors in the chart so that none of them are next to the same color, I think. So I have been following that, but because it's on the same PDF, I could put both PDFs for the instruction and the chart, but I don't want to. I just want to have the chart for the colors. So I am not choosing the color placements for this. I am following what is in the pattern for it. But so that is my Midnight Jasmine Wrap progress, and I think I'm feeling good about it. I don't feel too much dread about how much more flowers I have to make. So that's our crochet project here, my one crochet project so far. Let's see. I was thinking about it. I was I think last year I had one finished crochet project, and it was a sweater. Was that right? Was that last year? And I think this year this might be my one crochet project of the year too. Even though I started it in 2022. We're gonna get it done. This is a year. I'm calling it. This is a year. But, okay, speaking on other projects that I haven't worked on in a while, I picked up another project this week that I haven't touched for a while, and it's another shawl. Actually, why are these all shawls? Because I want to, is it bad? I want to cast on so many shawls, but I already have so many shawls I have yet to finish. But I think, again, because of that, I want to finish these so I can cast on more. This is the Daft Days shawl by Rebecca Clow. And I don't know if you remember it at all. I don't remember when I cast this on. It's in my notes somewhere, but off the top of my head, I don't remember. And this is the yarn for this, I am using my Valentine's Day Advent minis from Lavender Fiber Co. And so there were 14 minis in this Advent, and I am just alternating between them in the kind of like fade order that it came in. I'm basically doing it in days 1 through 14 in that order, and I'm doing each stripe, which is 4 rows, each of the colors. So yeah, that is what it looks like right now. I did put I will say I did not think about this totally through in the beginning, because switching every 4 rows is resulting in a bajillion ends. And so if I thought about this in the beginning, and if I were to redo this again, I would probably make each one like 8 rows. I would not switch colors every 4. I think that's too often, and there's going to be too many ends. But I've already committed to it. We're going to do it, and that's what we're going to do, and we'll just deal with the ends later, or maybe as I go. I've already tried to, I want to see from here. I think I just woven in maybe like 6 ends here, and so we'll probably at some point weave in as I work through it, not save it all towards the end, just so it maybe feels a little better. Oh, but I did put in a stitch marker for where I started this week and where I'm at now. So I was right about at this like darker pink row here. And yeah, so I've worked about this much. Each row is going to get bigger, and so each row is going to take a lot longer to get through. We're getting to the point where it's already starting to feel kind of long, so yeah, we're just gonna have to work through it. But I do want to have this finished object as well, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, if I thought about this sooner, it would have been really nice to have this done near Valentine's Day, which is coming up in a few days, and because it's the Valentine's Day Advent. So I had this yarn from a year ago, and I was like, oh, it'd be really cute to have it done for Valentine's Day this year, but I don't think I can. I would have like 4 more days to get this done, and I don't think it's gonna happen. So, but that's okay. It would be nice to just get it done in February, maybe, and still call it like my Valentine's Day finished object type of thing. So, but yeah, this is how it's going, and I wish you could see it. There was one mini in this Advent that it was a Stellina base. It's like this purpley row right here. It's probably too hard to see it in the camera, but I do think that that's really cute, and yeah, just looking forward to have this done. I think it's just a really fun way to have all of like my Advents in one project, and so I'm very happy with it. It's just going to take me some time to work through it, but I want to do it. Yeah. Oh, this is a one size pattern, and I'm using US 3 needles to knit this. Okay. And then last thing that I worked on this week was a new cast on, and it was a new cast on from this morning. And these are leg warmers. I think I talked about it last week, and these are going to be a gift for my skating coach, and I got the yarn for it maybe last week, a couple weeks ago, last week I think, and so I finally cast on. I was like kind of dreading it because I don't have a pattern. I was trying to look for a pattern and I just like wasn't feeling too many of them. However, so I don't know if you could consider this like a self-drafted pattern, but because I'm not following a pattern, but I was heavily inspired by the look of the lovely ribbed leg warmers from Pearl Soho. The only reason why I'm not, and it's a free pattern online, and the only reason why I'm not going to just follow that pattern is because I don't like the look of the increases that happen on the leg warmers, and it's supposed to help with the fit because, my coach wants very long leg warmers. Like, she wants them to go up until her thigh. So they're going to be very long. So the circumference of your leg from your thigh, between your thigh all the way to like your ankle, is significant, a very significant difference. And so it makes sense for the pattern to be smaller circumference near your ankle and bigger as you go up the leg. I just don't like the look of the increases. I don't know. And so I'm just hoping, and maybe this is false, maybe I shouldn't be hoping for this because maybe it just won't work. But I'm hoping that the ribbing is going to accommodate the entire leg so that it's tight up on the leg and loose-ish, but still hugs near like your calf and your ankle. And I think my coach is going to wear this for skating mostly, and so the bottom part, that part shouldn't be too small either for the ankle because it will go over the skating boot, and the skating boot's pretty wide. And so I'm just going to make straight ribbing, like a straight ribbed tube. So enough talk about it. I haven't showed it to you what I have so far. It is a 2x2 rib that I am doing, and the yarn I'm using is Knit Picks Swish DK in the color Marble Heather, which is just a really nice gray. So I'm hoping, I looked at the pattern, the Pearl Soho pattern, just for an idea on stitch counts to cast on. So I actually did cast on stitches, and then I knit maybe like an inch, and then I like kind of put it around my leg. It's hard to tell for these things when you don't have more of it knit up, but I was like, I think it's too big because, again, for skating, I think that the leg warmers, because my coach like actually skates I don't want to say aggressively, but like she can skate and can move very fast is what I'm trying to say when she skates. I think the leg warmers need to be tight. Like, I don't want them to be slouchy. I think slouchy looks cute, but if you're going to be wearing them and like actually skating, they should probably be a bit more fitted so that they won't fall down. And so I did frog what I had, the little I had, and cast on less stitches. So I think now I did not measure my gauge, so I can't tell you what the gauge is, but I cast on 68. 72 was my first stitch count, and I went down to 68 stitches. So that is my cast on count. And yeah, I'm just hoping that if this is what it looks like, not stretched, although it probably will change after I block it, but not stretched versus stretched, for it to be quite tight. I think it'll be all right, and probably after some wear it'll get looser, so that's what I'm hoping for. I did do a stretchy cast on because hopefully that'll help, because I'm just, I don't have any fancy thing. This is literally just a 2x2 ribbed tube. So, but yeah, this is a great knit for when I am doing something else. Like if I want to focus on a movie, this is a great knit. But other than that, it might be kind of hard for me to find motivation to work on this because, it's just very plain. But if it turns out cute, I'll probably make some for myself, but maybe not as long, or maybe as long if I think that they end up looking really cute. But yeah, this is my progress. I cast on this morning, so it's really not that much. But I started. That's the main thing. I started, and so now I have no excuse to not work on them. So yeah, so these are the leg warmers that I'm going to make for my skating coach. And that is all the things that I have been knitting on this week. I do have a couple spinning things to show you or talk about. So one of the things, and I don't have it because I was honestly a little too lazy to take the bobbin off of my e-spinner, just because you have to take off the bands and you have to do all of that. So, and unattach your fiber from the thing, and I do like to keep my fiber attached to my thing. So anyway, my sweater spin has still been going. It is a longer term project because it's a sweater spin and there's going to be a lot of fiber to spin for it, but it's been going well. And I think last week I showed you my 2 finished bobbins. Each of them had about 4 ounces of fiber on them. So 8 ounces are now done. I just started again this morning. I just started my 3rd bobbin for the sweater spin, and yeah, it's been going well. It's enjoyable. I really like it, and I just can't wait to see it turn into yarn. So it's been going well. If you've never heard me talk about my sweater spin before, I am using John Arbin Textiles Yarnadelic Top, that's the fiber I'm using, and it's 100% Falklands Corriedale. It's actually very soft. I was very surprised with how the fiber felt and how the yarn feels. And the colorway I got is the Beautiful Ones, and it is very pretty. I really, really, really like it, and I just can't wait to knit a sweater out of it. So that is my sweater spin, and then I do have an update, and I will show you this bobbin on my other spinning project. So this year is the first time that I am trying out having 2 spinning projects going at the same time. Last year I only had 1 project ever going at the same time, but just because I was worried about doing the switch between both, I just didn't know how I would feel about that, and I didn't want to confuse myself. But this year I was like, if I'm doing a sweater spin, it would be nice to have a sweater spin going and then have smaller of the other kinds of spins that I want to do, especially because my sweater spin is just all one color, and some of the hand-dyed braids of fiber I have are multicolored, and so it's a little bit more fun to spin through those, just to have 2 of those kinds of projects going. And it's been going well so far. So anyway, the other spinning project I have going is my Union fiber. It is a treated Corriedale. It is treated Corriedale fiber and nylon. So it's 80-20. And this is my first spin using a nylon, with nylon in the fiber. And so my plan is to use this for socks, because I think nylon would be, just also with, even if you don't spin your own yarn, nylon in yarn helps to keep it stronger, especially for socks, because those are kind of hard wearing. So these will probably be socks, and I am almost done with half of it. And I just wanted to show you what this looks like now that there's a bit more of it spun up onto this bobbin, and I really just like the colors of this. It's very purpley, and there are some spots of green, but they're under all of this, so you won't see it. But there are some spots of green as well, and I think it's looking really nice. One thing I've noticed that I wasn't sure if I was just making it up last week, but this week I've definitely noticed it. I wonder if the nylon in it is causing the fiber to become kind of staticky, because when I spin it, or when I'm drafting it, the fibers are really kind of flaring out, and it's kind of hard to keep it to a point so that it's easier to draft. it all kind of like flares. And I wonder if the nylon in it is causing it to just be slightly staticky and doing like that thing where it all kind of like stands up. So that's been interesting for this spin, but other than that, it's been going well. And oh, this is the spin that I am trying to do kind of like a separate video on, with spinning it from start to end. And of course I won't be filming myself spinning it. It's not a video that will be the entirety of every single time I spin on it, because a lot of it will just look the same. But I am trying to get some clips here and there of me working on it, and definitely include like the beginning setup and also like the end finishing of the yarn. So that video again won't go up as long as it looks okay. If I don't like how it looks, then I probably won't upload it. But if it looks okay and I like how it turned out, it won't get uploaded until I'm done with spinning the project. But yeah, that is a spin that I am currently making a small little video of the whole entire spinning process of that project. So yeah, those are the two spinning projects that I am working on. And I have a couple acquisitions, and they're all fiber acquisitions this week. So the first one I want to talk about is my Nest Fiber Club. It came in, the January fiber came in, and it's so pretty, and I feel like you could probably guess why I like it so much. It's because it's pink. This one is called Psyche, and it's on Cormo, which I'm very excited about because I did a Cormo spin maybe a couple spinning projects ago, and I really liked it. I was like, oh my gosh, I might for the future want to do a Cormo sweater spin. So I'm really happy that this fiber is Cormo. I am part of the Nest Fiber like mixed fiber club, so each month it's not only like a mystery color, but it's a different fiber each month. Because I think there's another Nest Fiber club, which is Superwash Merino. I've never spun with a Superwash Merino yet, but it seems to be a popular club because it was sold out. So, but I wanted to do the mixed one anyway, just so I could try all the different fiber. But yeah, I'm very excited that this is Cormo. I love the colors on this one. It feels, even though it's the January colorway, it feels very like timely for Valentine's Day. And I'm just so happy. I'm so happy with this one this month. So that's number one. And number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is, I have it all in a bag here. Let me bring this over. So my friend Bridget, who is the friend who taught me how to spin in the first place, was so kind and asked me if she could send me some fiber because she is trying to let go of some of her fiber stash. And I was like, sure, I would love to receive some fiber. And so I got a lot of fiber, and I just want to show it to you. Thank you so much, Bridget. You are so kind. I cannot wait to spin with this. So there are a couple things in here that are not labeled, but I will show them to you anyway. Okay, let me just show you these two first. So there's these two. This one is like a brown colored, like a dark brown. It feels kind of rough, so it's interesting. Kind of looks like hair, like, yeah. Anyway, it's the camera's not so dark. So anyway, that's a dark brown one that I got. Then there is this white one. Also feels kind of rough, and so yeah, I wonder if, anyway, there's this white one. I'll also weigh them. I don't know how much these weigh, but I feel like they might be like 2 ounces. it's less than like a 4-ounce thing of fiber. Okay, so there's some of those. Oh, and I think I might, there's some, yeah, like white, undyed. Actually, all of them probably like undyed, but the white ones I will probably try to dye up and see how that goes and do some dyeing experiments with, so that should be pretty fun. And then I also got this 4-ounce, it says silk, milk, and bamboo, which I have no idea what. It's very shiny, and I don't know if the camera will pick that up. Yeah, it's very shiny, it's very soft, and I am curious about this fiber. I haven't spun with a, well, yeah, what is silk milk? But yeah, I've never spun with something with bamboo in it, so that should be pretty interesting. I wonder if it's difficult to spin this, but I do have that, 4 ounces. I got 4 ounces of Jacob top, this light gray brown, and it says I guess it's from Fiber Love Diary. So got some of that, and then also got some BFL, and this looks like it's like a 2-toned one, so white and gray. Got some of that, and another white colored fiber. This one is Perendale, 4 ounces, also from Fiber Love Diary. And I'm excited. I will most likely try to dye this one up too and just do some dyeing experiments. So very excited about that as well. I don't think I've heard of a Perendale fiber before, and so that should also be interesting. I didn't open the bags yet because I don't want to get things all messed up before I want to use them, and so I haven't touched this fiber yet, but I'm curious to see how that goes. And then I have saved the best for last. Bridget made some Rolags, and so this will be my first time spinning with Rolags. And I am very excited. I've been very curious about it. I remember when Bridget told me about Rolags, and she's like, they just look like worms. And I was like, anything like worm-like kind of like creeps me out, but these are fiber worms. And so, honestly, it still kind of creeps me out, but like, I'm kind of okay with it. But she made me some Rolags, and I, right now, have no interest in making these myself, and because they seem like a lot of work. And so thank you so much, Bridget, for sending these to me. I'm so excited to try this out, and there's like a bag of them. I also like that the colors match this bag that it came in, but yeah, I'm very excited. I don't know what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do this, but I would like to, if my spinning video turns out all right, I think that this would be another good idea to do a spinning video on, so that you can all just watch me most likely struggle with spinning with Rolags for the first time. But if you don't spin, and if you don't know what Rolags are, I actually also don't really know, besides the way that you make them is, like, I think you card them, the fiber, on like a thing. It's like a wire brush looking kind of thing, and then you roll it so that all of the fiber is kind of in like this direction. Like, you can tell it's kind of like a tube. And then I think that you spin it this way, or like you draft it this way, so that all the fiber is kind of all in different directions when you're spinning it, versus all of them being straight in the same direction that you're drafting it. That could all be wrong, but that is what my very little understanding on Rolags are. But yeah, Look how fun. Okay, I'm very excited for this. I don't know when I will, I don't know when I will spin this because I'm a little scared, but it will happen at some point. I will probably do it after I finish my sock spin right now so that I could spin it on that wheel and those bobbins. And so that I will have that video maybe done and start filming this. Like, I think, yeah, would it be fun for me to just do a video on showing you what it's like when I spin stuff? Because I still don't really know what I'm doing. I kind of just spin for the vibes. Like, I just do whatever I feel like, pretty much. And it might be fun to just document, especially the spinning projects where I'm doing something pretty new or for the first time. So yeah, I'm excited about that idea. And so I'm feeling pretty good about documenting how my first spinning of row-legs go. So I think, is that it? Yeah, that is all I have to talk about in this video for this week. So thank you so much for staying and hanging out with me. And as always, I love reading your comments. I know I kind of feel sometimes, or not sometimes, I do take quite a while to respond to your comments, and I do apologize. It just does kind of take me a while to go through them, although I do read them. So, and I really, really appreciate them. Thank you so much. And I've been loving hearing about all the things you've been working on and suggestions you have for my yarn and my projects as well. So thank you. I hope you're all having a great day, and I hope that you are knitting or just doing something relaxing, something you love to do. And I will see you in next week's video. Bye.